One of the documents at my website shows how to cook fish and meat at low temperatures. This video will show one of the methods I use for making pork stew. I begin by cutting off big chunks of fat and gristle on some pork chops and putting them aside. Since I'm going to use all of the material, it doesn't matter if there's a lot of meat clinging to those fat pieces. I'm not trying to remove the fat, I'm just trying to leave behind big chunks of meat. After I cut off the pieces of fat and gristle, I cut the remaining meat into cubes. I then put all those big chunks of fat and gristle into a meat grinder. This ground pork has a very high fat content, and the cubes of pork have almost no fat, so you need to put the two together to make a proper stew. All you have to do is put some of the pork cubes into a bowl, and then add some of the ground pork, and then put in some water. You could speed the process up by using warm water. Initially, the stew will look unappealing with little pieces of fat floating on the surface, and the meat will look pink, but don't worry about its appearance. The difficulty is getting this mixture to the proper temperature of about 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. I do this by putting it into a bowl of hot water that is above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. I take it out as soon as it reaches 60 degrees Celsius. The resulting stew only needs a little bit of salt. If the pork is good quality, all you need are these three ingredients, namely pork, salt, and water. All other ingredients are optional rather than necessary. Furthermore, the cubes of pork will be juicy because they have not reached a high temperature. The reason I do this is because this provides a stew that has no chunks of gristle or fat, only chunks of meat, and you don't lose any of the juice. You also don't create any smoke or any mess to clean up. You can use this same technique with other meats, but for poultry I go to 160 degrees Fahrenheit because of the salmonella problem.